Hello and welcome back to Coffee Infused Crypto. Today we're gonna have a continuation video of the one that we posted 2 days ago about the macro Bitcoin observation, and I'm gonna add more observations to this because this has been like a 100% accurate 3 times in the past accurate signal or incident. So we're gonna follow up with it. I'm gonna add a playlist dedicated for this observation, and we're gonna add to it more and more observations and follow up with it and check whether it will break or it will succeed for the fourth time in a row. Why do I prefer macro analysis to start with? I do prefer macro analysis because of those great people in the market. I mean, if you look at what Mark Douglas said, it said the price action is a reflection of human behavior, and human behavior never changes. So those charts are human behavior. So they are the purest form of information you might get. They are based on fear and greed and human psychology. So seeing it on a bigger scale will definitely help. The second one is history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes, and that is obvious. We see that we might not imitate or mimic history one-to-one, but usually we get the same reactions from the naked truth out there or the naked chart based on humans, and seeing it in a macro scale will technically guide our way to a general direction in the future. And the last but definitely not least, by the legend Warren Buffett, when he said the market is a device from transferring money from the impatient to the patient. So by stressing on the macro, and that's why we're on the monthly now, so that we can have a macro vision that gives us more time in the market rather than we trying on a micro level of timing the bottoms and the tops and the 15-minute charts, you know. So the name of the game here is time in the market, not timing the market, where we're gonna bottom, where we're gonna top. So those 3 codes very important, but now we will deep dive into the chart, and we're on the monthly. This is the 20 exponential moving average and the RSI, and we started this with video 1. I'm gonna link it here so that you can start where we started if you haven't watched it yet, and we are gonna add some more observations. So previously we were waiting for the RSI to cross the 50 level, just as we did here and here and here, and we had like different incidents, and now we are at this incident. And I want to add, so here we are, as we said, flirting with this, but I'm gonna move this moving average aside for a while, and we're gonna put it back on later. I'm very interested about this candle. All right, so I want to add a influence or a point of influence at around this area. So this would be my point of influence or interest at the moment. Why are we kind of struggling at this area? So if you notice this area, we had the following. So let me get the brush here. This month closed below it, right? This month opened at it, and then confirmed that we crossed it to the upside, right? And then we have those 3 wicks at around this area, and then we wicked here, but month closed above it, so we bought up instantly above it until we failed it and traded below it, and now we are retesting it as a resistance. So what was once a support is now acting as a resistance. So this is very important to note, supports and resistances. We also have a video in the EDU section. So guys, this was one observation, and this is why this is a very, very important level. On a macro scale, on a monthly scale, this is how it looks like. But this is the first dotted line. So let's go back to the previous dotted line, and let's check similarities maybe. We'll see. So this is the previous dotted line, right? This is the candle that we marked earlier as resemblance to this. And what can we see here? At this area, we had, this is the candle, and this is the point of influence, right? So this would be the area. So if you notice, I mean, let me just drag this one a little bit so that we can, yeah, this is it. So at this dotted line, just like this dotted line, this candle was touching this area, right? And this area represented this wick from this month and another support at this month here, and 3-4 months of support at around this, until we broke it to the downside, traded a couple of months below it, and retested it from the downside. So I mean, just check those two out. This candle, this candle, this pattern, this pattern. But let's add another point in history, and then we will compare all three. This candle, this dotted line which we added earlier. So what points of interest we have here? So again, let me get my support line or box and draw a point of interest. So at this area, and again, let me just move it a little bit here. So this would be my point of interest. So again, to repeat, price moved up, broke this point of area, came back, retested, so support here, retested again, got supported here, next month supported, 3 months in a row supported until we broke it to the downside, traded below it, and came back up, retesting it as a resistance. So third incident, let's go even further in history and check back when Bitcoin was trading at $2.79 and the top of a candle was at $5. So this was back at between 2000 yeah, it's like at 2011, yeah, 2011, good old days. So what do we have here? Even when at the very early days, we can check that, yeah, let me get my support tool or rectangle and just try to, yeah, do this, drag it around here and have my point of influence. Roughly, approximately, we can go a little bit accurate on it, but this is even when we were very young in the market. Price, I mean, look at this, guys. Price came back from the downside, broke this area, came back up, down, lost it, traded below it, and then grinded over it as a support, and then moved to the upside. So now, if I wanna move all incidents, put them next to each other, and check similarities, I mean, let's leave the first incident because too young, but let me stress on the last one and the one before, of course. Look at the similarities, guys. We have a point of interest here, multi-month, a wicks to it, and then multi-month below it, wicks to it as a support, as a resistance, and then retest, okay? So let me add now the 20 exponential moving average, and now we'll have the exponential moving average right on top of this candle, right on top of this candle, right on top of this candle, with a point of influence, and I'm gonna drag this a little bit to the side so that we can have some room, and the price action has done the following. Price was trading below, came back, broke this point of influence, retested, couple of months, came down. This is 1 year of trading below it, came back at this point, retested this area. The next month, 1 candle, 2 green candles, and the third month's retest and confirmed that we're above it. So 3 consecutive green candles ever since we touched the 20 exponential moving average and interacted with this area. Second incident as well, were below it, came back multi-months, over a year above it, retested several months, broke it, failed as much as we failed here, traded for 6-7 months below it, came back on this green candle, 20 exponential moving average, our area of confluence, and then green month, 3 green months in a row, and there we go. We have a second incident, the third incident as well, and that's where we are now, moving below it. So here we are now. We were below it, came back over it, retested 2-3 months, okay, traded above it for a decent amount, retested on this, supported us this month, failed 1 month below it, and now we're at the 21 moving average with this. So if I want to take this as history and just like project it to the future, I'd say we're in March, next month is April, and the one after it is May. So that would be the April month, and that would be the May month. So I would expect, since so far we haven't gotten any rejection of this area, but we grinded for 2 or 3 months ever since we touched the 21 and this area, and again after we break it, it's kind of, you know, this is the move to the upside. Ever we broke it here, you know, this was the move to break it, and this was the move to the upside. So that is why bulls are bullish at the moment, because this has never failed before. Projection is two more months, and then we clear this area, and after we clear this area, we might have a test back, and we might have a retracement and test back to those levels. But generally the market is bullish and towards the upside. So this has never changed so far, never broken, and we are gonna monitor this. I'm gonna put it in a special playlist, and this will help us even next month, third month. So keep an eye, April and May, have those levels up on your chart maybe, and I will update you. And even this will help us after we break up, if we did, and if this didn't fail, probabilities is that it will rhyme, as in history history has told us, the higher probability. But we will monitor it, and even if after we break up, this will help us to approximately have some expectations on what is the time frame for us to come back down and retest our lines, just as here, just as after breaking up here, you know, going up, coming back, retesting our line. So it's very interesting to see how would this work out, and which of the two previous incidents we will respect more. The movement on here is a little bit different than here, but both ended up in a decent move ever since we broke up. So that was a 6,000% move in general, and this one was ever since we broke up an 892 move in general. So that's interesting for me. I thought I'd share it with you, and of course we're gonna wait for this confirmation of the 50 cross on the RSI, and yeah, I mean that is intensely mentioned, and we discussed this in the first video, so you'll find it there. So anyways, I'll keep this on the side. We will follow up with this next month, or in a couple of weeks, or when we see any significant changes. Until then, stay safe, trade carefully, guys, and keep it macro. Have your vision set up, because this will help you put your strategies in play based on what happened in history and how we project. We're lighting up the path for the months and months to come, and this will help us strategize in a very in a more safe manner. So less risky, more safe. When we see more, when we have the wider vision, we have a better strategies in play. Anyways, guys, that is everything for today. Stay safe and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.